Dear students, welcome to Study and Learn Academy. I am Dr. Ganpat Nagda, PhD in Environmental Science. Today we will start a new act which is very important act, that is Environment Protection Act 1986. Introduction. Man has tried to take nature to a considerable extent, and his endeavor to conquer nature has succeeded. The concern over the environment has grown as the quality is degrading. It has been evidenced by increasing pollution, the loss of biodiversity, loss of vegetal cover, growing risk of environmental accidents, and also the harmful chemicals in the ambient atmosphere has posed a threat to the environment. Due to its growing risk, various legislations are being propounded by the government. Various acts related to a specific type of pollution have been passed in the India legislature. The most important status of Environmental Protection Act 1986 is it is the general legislation for the protection of the environment. It was enacted under Article 253 of the Indian Constitution, and the expression in the say of the environmental quality was taken at the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment held at Stockholm in June 1972. The Government of India voiced against the environmental concerns and further passed many acts related to the environment. Now the objectives. The Environmental Protection Act 1986 EPA was passed with the following objects. First, it was enacted to implement the decisions which were made at the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment held at Stockholm in June 1972. Creation of Authority for Government Protection. Coordinating the activities of various regulatory agencies, which is done under the existing law. The main task is to enact general laws for environmental protection, which could be unfolded in areas of severe environmental hazards. Providing deterrent punishment to those who inculcate the endangering the human environment, safety and health. The main goal for the environment should be sustainable development, and it can be regarded as one of the goals of Environmental Protection Act 1986. Sustainable development includes achieving the object and the purpose of the Act, as well as the protection of life under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. Scope and commencement of the Act. The Environmental Protection Act 1986 extended to the whole India, and it came into force on 19th November. Section 2 of the Environmental Protection Act 1986 deals with some of the information about the definition of the Act, and these definitions are as follows. Environment. The word environment includes water, air, land, also the interrelation between their existence. It also includes human beings and other living creatures such as plants, microorganisms, and property. Environmental pollutants means any substance in solid, liquid or gaseous form which is consideration in injurious to the health of the living beings. Handling means any substance which is in the relation of being manufactured, processed, collected, used, offered for sale and like of such substance. Environmental pollution includes the presence of environmental pollutants in the environment. Hazardous substance includes the substances or the preparation which the physical chemical property is liable to harm the human beings or other living creatures such as plants, microorganisms and the property. Occupier is in the relation of factory or any other premises, which means a person who has control over the affairs of it. From the above definitions, given the Environmental Protection Act tends to cover a wide range of matters related to environmental protection. Power of the central government for measures to protect and improve the environment. It is the power vested in the central government that they can take any reasonable and valid steps and measures for the purpose of the protection and improvement of the quality of the environment. These measures are taken for the prevention, control and abatement of environmental pollution. Such measures may include measures with respect to all, namely as follows: laying down the standards for the quality of the standards of the environment, coordination of actions which are obliged to the state officers and other authorities under any law, execution and proper planning of the worldwide nation program for the prevention, controlling and abatement of environmental pollution, restrictions to be applied in any of the industries, process and any operation shall be carried out. It is the power and the duty of the government to lay down the procedure to carry forward safeguards for the prevention of many inevitable accidents which may inculcate in more environmental pollution. Proposal of remedies should be put forward for the protection and prevention of further incidents. Duty and power to lay down the procedures and safeguards to handle the hazardous substances. Examination of manufacturing processes should be done. Materials, substances which are likely to cause environmental pollution. Power to inspect at various premises, equipment, material and the substances, and power to direct the authorities for the prevention and control of environmental pollution. To collect the dissemination in the respect of information related to environmental pollution. Preparation of the manuals, codes, guides which are considered suitable enough for controlling environmental pollution. One of the most important tasks is to establish the laboratories serving other matters which are necessary for the central government to deal for the effective implementation of the Environmental Protection Act 1986. Under Section 3 of the following Act, the central government has the power to authorize or constitute other authorities for the accurate implementation of powers and duties which are mentioned above. Section 3 of the Environmental Protection Act holds importance due to the fact of the better regulatory mechanism. In the case of Vellore Citizens Welfare Forum versus Union of India, the Supreme Court has directed the central government to constitute the authority for the implementation of powers under Section 3 of 3. Thus, the court directed, while keeping in the notice about the degrading quality of the environment, that authorities should implement the precautionary principle and pollution pay principle. Power to give direction. The central government, in the exercise of powers designated by the Act, can issue the directions in writing to any of the person or any officer. They shall be bound to comply with these given directions. The powers to issue directions will include the power to direct, which are as follows: the direction of closure, prohibition or the regulation of any industry and its operational process. Direction for the stoppage or regulation of the supply of electricity, including any other services. The Environmental Protection Rules 1986. The rules of environmental protection came into force on 19 November 1986, and these rules provide for the following: the standards of quality of air, soil and water for various areas and purposes of environment. They should set up to know about the limits of the environmental pollutants. Rules include the procedure and safeguards needed to handle the hazardous substance. The rules of environmental protection came into force. Prevention, abatement and control of environmental pollution. Section 7 of the Environmental Protection Act 1986 suggests that no person in the country shall be carrying any of the activity or operation in which there is a large emission of gases or other substances which may lead to excess environmental pollution. Section 7 of the Act provides certain standards that ought to be maintained, in which it is a must that no person is allowed to damage the environment, and if a person is found guilty for causing damage to the environment by polluting the pollution pay principle, he can be asked for the exemplary damages if he is found guilty of damaging the environment. Section 8 provides that any person who is handling the hazardous substance needs to comply with the procedural safeguards. If the emission is to a very large extent or is apprehended through an accident, the person responsible for it is obliged to mitigate from that place in order to reduce the environmental pollution. He is also required to give an intimation to the higher authorities regarding the same, and for that one receipt of remedies shall be required to prevent or to mitigate the environmental pollution. In subsection 1, it is also provided that if a person willfully delays or obstructs the person designated by the government, he will be charged guilty under this act. Procedure to be followed for the legal proceedings under the Environmental Protection Act. Following procedure needs to be followed for the legal proceedings. The notice must be delivered to the occupier or his agent, and it must indicate the intention or the analysis of the issue of a particular case. Same of the extent of the pollution to be checked must be taken in the presence of occupier or the agent. The sample should be sent directly to the laboratory without any delay in the process. The sample should be kept in a container with a label on it, and it should have the signature of both the occupier party and the person taking the sample. Government must recognize at least one or two laboratories under this act, and the report of analysis can be used as evidence of the facts stated in any procedure done under this act. Penalty for the contravention of rules and orders of this act. As it was stated earlier that the most important goal of the Environment Protection Act is to provide for the punishment of the offence of endangering the human environment, safety and health. Section 15 states that any person who is not comply the provisions stated in this act and its failure or contravention will make him liable and punishable as the following. In terms of imprisonment, up to extension of the span of 5 years, with fine which may extend to the term of 1 lakh rupees, or the liable person has to deal with both of the punishments. If the contravention of the offence that continues for 1 year, the punishment can extend up to 7 years. Section provision that if any offence is punishable under this Environment Protection Act and also under other act, then the person shall not be liable under the Environmental Protection Act 1986. This particular section reduces the punishment extent as other act includes lesser punishment. Offences by the companies and the governmental departments. Section 16 of the Environmental Protection Act 1986 explains the principles of vicarious liability of the in charge persons such as directors, managers and secretary, etc., for if the offence is committed by any company. He is all liable for the following: if the offence is committed without his knowledge, if he has taken diligent care to prevent the commission of the offence. So this is all about the today's lecture. Thank you very much. Goodbye.